You might know me better as the Wealthy Travel Agent. And I'd like to take this opportunity first to thank Stuart Cohen for inviting me to become part of this exceptional series, the Group Travel Sales Summit. You're going to learn a lot of great information from a lot of great speakers in this series, so take advantage of that. You know, you've got some very knowledgeable folks from the supplier side, from the training side, as well as from the agency side that can help you do a better job of reaching out, finding and selling to groups, and put you on the path to becoming the wealthy travel agent. So today, I want to talk to you a little bit about one of the fundamental things when it comes to group sales, and that is the TC. Now, the TC is a term that we hear, you know, put around, people throw it around left and right like we're all supposed to know what that means. But what does it mean? Well, TC stands for tour conductor. Well, big deal. What is a tour conductor? Well, a tour conductor originally was awarded based on a certain number of cabins, hotel rooms, bus seats, etc. that have been sold, so that the person coordinating the trip, usually the travel professional, could escort so that they would be on site to take care of any issues that came up, problems, etc., etc., etc. Okay, that's what a tour conductor berth is. Now, over the years, it's kind of been convoluted into being used a lot of different ways here. And fortunately, some of the suppliers, you know, have allowed this, and you can use this to your advantage here. Now, a tour conductor is a essential part of earning money selling group travel. It's your path to really truly becoming the wealthy travel agent. But who does it belong to? Okay, who does that tour conductor berth belong to? Does it belong to you to escort? Or the Pied Piper? The person who is bringing the group to you? Maybe, but that's up to you. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Another way that you could use that berth is you could rebate it. So in this case, that berth belongs to the whole group. Or the third option here is to sell it, meaning that berth belongs to you. Okay. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can think about this. For instance, if it's a corporate group or a large group that you have going, you're definitely going to want to take one or more of those tour conductor berths for yourself to actually escort it, so that you can provide value to the program. But what about the Pied Piper? Okay, this is one of the recruitment opportunities that you have for building group business, is to find the Pied Pipers. They've been teaching this for years. Okay. The Pied Piper is someone who could be a pastor or a priest or the head of a club or some sort of organization. It could be the matriarch or patriarch of a family that is there to and will be putting together, say, a family reunion group or a high school reunion group or something along those lines. That's the Pied Piper. And a lot of times people will automatically just give that TC berth, the first or second TC berth, to them as a reward for bringing them the group. Well, that's great, okay? Except here's part of the problem. In most cases, not all, but in most cases, the Pied Piper thinks that just because they bring you the group, they deserve that. Well, I'm here to say that I differ with that. I disagree with that opinion. It's one thing to bring you the group, and it's another thing to actually earn the TC, okay? Because a lot of times they'll say, you know, here's the group, and you're expected to do all the marketing for the group, you're expected to do all the promotion, you're expected to do all the bookings, you're expected to do the berthing, you're expected to do everything that goes with it. All for what? 10 to 15% commission typically. Okay? Is that enough money for you? Absolutely not. So if that's the expectation, you should be charging fees on top of that. But to become the wealthy travel agent, I would encourage you to make certain requirements of that Pied Piper. That Pied Piper is in charge of marketing the program, in charge of bringing them in. You should be in charge of the money. You should be in charge of taking the credit cards and processing all of that kind of stuff. But all of the sales and marketing piece of it should fall into the hands of the Pied Piper. Okay, but that's a choice you have to make there. So that's when it comes to what the value of a berth is right there, I'm going to say that's a wash. Okay, now let's talk about rebates. Okay, where you've promised the TC or TCs to the group that if as they earn them, that it'll be given back and everybody's price will be reduced. Okay, well, there's a couple things that go with that, and this is probably the most common. A lot of people do this. A lot of travel professionals do this, and here's why it's bad. It costs you money to do that. One, it costs you, dollars straight out of your pocket. But two, it's going to, which I'll tell you here in a minute. But two, it costs you time, because once you've done all the group activity stuff, now you've got to go back and do all the accounting afterwards, and then recalculate what everybody's fare is going to be, and either send them a refund check, or if it's before final payment time, you got to figure it all out by then. Okay, so these are things that cost you a lot of time to go back and give them back. For those of you who follow me for any length of time, you know that anytime you touch a booking, it costs you money. So if you have to go back and reduce a fare because a better one came out, you're doubling the time you've put into it from an operational standpoint. Your time is worth money. So when it comes to rebate, in my opinion, that's a loss. Okay? You're losing money. That's money walking out of your pocket here. I'm going to show you that in a second. Now, the third thing is that TC belongs to you and you sell it. Okay. Now, some group leaders, they already know what the TC is. They're going to come and negotiate, blah, blah, blah. You're going to get that. Okay. But a lot of them don't. And if they do try and negotiate that, you can always say no. You can always say no. There's other benefits you can do for them. But that TC belongs to you. So you can either escort it, it belongs to you. You can give it to a Pied Piper. You can give it as a rebate, or you can sell it. You're the one making the decision on what to do with that TC. Okay? And this is how you become the wealthy travel agent, is you sell it. Okay? Now, I want to use a quick example here. So let's say you've got, now, before we get into that, so typically on your mass and premium market lines, you earn 1 TC for every 15 passengers, paid passengers. So in other words, if 15 people have paid full price, the 16th person is theoretically free. Okay, so that would make 8 cabins at double occupancy have to be sold. Okay, does that make sense? Now, so let's use for an example in your luxury lines. You're typically going to see a lower threshold. It could be, depending on the cruise, it could be, or even the resort, it could be 1 for 3, meaning the 4th is free. So that's actually just 2 rooms. It could be 1 for 5, which gives you 3 rooms, which would be 6, or 1 for 9, which is 5. So it's really, look at the different situations. The higher up you go, typically the more luxury product it is, typically the lower it is. And there's a reason for that. And the reason is they typically affluent travelers typically don't travel in large groups like that. They tend to travel with friends and family. Okay? And that's key to remember. Okay, they want to travel with the people who are close to them. So anytime you have anyone that comes in or calls you on the phone or sends you an email and looking for any type of product, always ask the question, do you have friends or family that typically travel with you when you go on vacation? Because the odds are the answer is going to be yes. And that gives you the opportunity then to double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, and even more with your commission. Okay, because those people are probably going to go. They just may not necessarily book with you. So if you ask the question, now you have the opportunity to follow up is, okay, would you mind giving me their contact information? And I'll reach out to them on your behalf and let them know what the vacation is and that you'd love to have them come along. That's fantastic. Now, sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they'll say no, sometimes they want to do it by themselves. But you put it out there. Okay, you've planted the seed more than anything else, that they can come to you and you'll take care of everything. So let's get back to the sell part here, because this is really where the magic happens. And this is what's so fantastic about selling groups and why I'm so happy to be here today. So let's use for an example the 1 for 9. Okay, let's take a Seabourn cruise, for example. Let's say it's about $5,000 per person. Okay, which is about normal. You know, your typical Seabourn cruise is going to be, $4,000 to $5,000 minimum coming up through there. And you've got 9 people that have paid full price. Well, that's $45,000. Okay, at 15% commission, yours may be higher, yours may be lower, but let's use that number. Okay, that's going to be $67.50. Not a bad payday, huh? Not a bad payday. $6,750 for just selling 5 cabins, right? Okay, at 1 for 9. Okay, now, of course, the 10th person has to pay too, but that's money that you're going to keep. Okay, you own that. You're going to sell that, and that's going to become part of your revenue. Now, you're not going to get $5,000. No, you're going to get $5,000 less 15%, which is $750. Is that correct? Yeah. So $750. So that's going to give you $4,250. Okay. This is where the beauty happens right here. Add it up. Okay. So you're making already just in commission, you're making $67.50. But by selling that one berth and keeping the revenue as part of your commission revenue, now you're at $11,000. $11,000 is your revenue off of that. In other words, you're making more than $1,000 per person off of that 10-person group. I get excited about that. I hope you do too, because this is where the money is when we talk about group travel. $11,000. Now, it could be more. If these prices were higher, obviously, exponentially, this is going to go up, and you're going to earn more money off of this. Now, I'm a big believer that every dime that goes out of your pocket goes into somebody else's. So I'm all about profit and keeping as much as you can. So as the wealthy travel agent, and the route to get to the wealthy travel agent so you can enjoy the lifestyle you want and get the benefits out. It's not give. It's give and take. So you give your service, you give your expertise, but where the revenue opportunities come, it's up to you to maximize the value that you get out of that. And this is how you do it right here. This is what's so exciting about groups and why I love talking about this and just putting pen to paper here. So to recap real quick, you got three options. You can give it away, which is a wash. You can rebate it, basically give the money back. And for those of you who are adamant against rebating, but you do this with your groups, just remember, that's exactly what you're doing. You're not just giving them money back to reduce the rate. You're rebating, because that's your money that you're giving away. And you can do what I call the wealthy travel agent way, which is sell it. So here you're adding $42.50. Here you're losing $42.50. Okay? And when you take that, add it down there, there you go. Magic time. Hey, I'm Dan Chappell. I'm the Wealthy Travel Agent. Thank you so much for joining me today. For more information about how you can become the Wealthy Travel Agent, just visit me at www.danchappelle.com. danchappelle.com, and learn more about what I can do to help you become the wealthy travel agent. Services I offer tend to be in private consulting, personal development, online coaching programs such as Secrets of Selling to the Affluent Traveler, which is by far my best-selling series that I have. Helps you identify who the wealthy travelers are, how to find them, how to talk to them, how to sell to them, and how to take care of them. That's all part of that. Okay. I also have, as part of the Wealthy Travel Agent Academy, we offer the Platinum Players VIP Club, which includes all my business plan templates, action plan templates, marketing plan templates, as well as master classes such as how to double your revenue on insurance sales, how to put on a consumer presentation, and really without the presence of having any sort of supplier rep there. It's all about you in that, as well as a full course called the SA6 Transformation Framework. And this is really a repetitive system that will help you maximize revenue out of every business opportunity that you have so that you can be on your path to the wealthy travel agent. Again, I'm Dan Chappell, danchappelle.com. I'm the Wealthy Travel Agent. I hope to see you there as well. Take care and thanks, and enjoy the programs.